Hello, everyone. This is the last PowerPoint for week 3, the Nurse as Leader and Manager, Chapter 9. The objective for this PowerPoint is for you to be able to differentiate leadership from management. Most believe leadership and management to be quite similar, which is guiding a group of people to achieve a goal. However, leadership and management are different. Leadership inspires, management plans. Leaders praise, managers find fault. Leaders ask questions, managers give directions. There can be good and bad leaders, and there can be good and bad managers. Nursing leadership. Nursing leaders need to be advocates for improvements in client care quality, working environment, and social well-being. Leadership occurs when someone influences others to act. Managers are assigned their roles while leaders achieve their roles. Leadership characteristics include empowerment, intuition, self-understanding, vision, and values congruence. Nursing leadership styles include a charismatic leadership style, which is when there's an emotional relationship between the leader and group members. This type of leader inspires others by obtaining emotional commitment, and followers have faith and belief in the leader's abilities. The authoritarian leadership style makes the decisions for the group. The leaders are directive or autocratic, and there's negative connotations with this type of leadership style. The next leadership style is democratic or participative leadership. This type of leader acts as a catalyst or a facilitator. They actively guide the group toward achieving the group goals. This type of leadership style is based on the following principles. Every group member participates in decision making. Freedom of belief and action is allowed. Each individual is responsible for himself, and there should be concern and consideration for each member of the group. Laissez-faire or non-directional leadership style is usually inactive, passive, and permissive. Offer few commands, questions, suggestions, or little criticism. Situational leadership style. The leadership, there's certain levels of direction and support, and it varies depending on the maturity of the group. They usually assume 4 styles, and that's directive, coaching, supporting, or delegating. Transactional leadership is a traditional manager focused on day-to-day tasks of achieving organizational goals. Relationships are based on exchange for some resource valued by the follower. Transformational leadership style reconsiders the characteristics of the leader and manager and is not traditional. It reemphasizes the vision that the leader manager shares with the group. It stresses the importance of preparing people for change. There's 4 primary factors when we're talking about transformational leadership. That is charisma, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and contingent reward. Theories of management style. The traditional style, the manager's role is in a strict hierarchy. They focus on efficient and consistent job performance. The behavioral viewpoint, workers are motivated by social needs and get a sense of identity through their associations with one another. Workers are more responsive to social forces exerted by their peers than to management's financial incentives and roles. Workers respond to the manager who can help satisfy their needs, and managers need to coordinate the work of their subordinates democratically in order to improve efficiency. The systems theory of management style believes that approaches problems by looking at inputs, transformation processes, outputs, and feedback. The contingency theory blends concepts of traditional, behavioral, and systems theory. The manager usually determines which method is best based on the situation. Management competencies include communication, planning and administration, teamwork, strategic action, global awareness, and self-management. There's different management roles. The 3 levels of management that you usually see are first level managers, middle level managers, and upper level managers. nursing management functions. There's planning. So the nurse manager needs to plan, which would be choosing the organization's mission and vision, devising departmental goals, selecting strategies to achieve those goals, and deciding on allocation of resources. Another function of the nurse manager is organizing. So there's usually a formal system of working relationships. They identify tasks and assign them to individuals or teams, and they coordinate activities to meet unit goals. The next function is leading. Power is an essential component of leading. The next function is delegation, and that is getting work done through others. It's a major tool in making the most efficient use of time. There's 5 rights of delegation, however. When you're using delegation, you have to delegate the right task, delegate under the right circumstances, delegate to the right person, delegate with the right direction or communication, and delegate with supervision and evaluation. The next function of the nursing management is controlling. This method is to ensure that behaviors and performances are consistent with the planning process. It should be done with employees, not to employees. Shared governance and team building help make control easier. Shared governance is a model of nursing practice designed to integrate values and beliefs as a means of achieving quality care. Shared governance models were introduced to improve nurses' work environments, satisfaction, and nursing retention. It involves teamwork, problem solving, and accountability with the goals of improved staff satisfaction, productivity, and improved patient outcomes. Like I said, it's a nursing delivery model where nurses participate in the decision making at all levels of the organizations. An example would be magnet status. Employees will be more committed to an organization's goals if they have input, and the nurse manager acts as a consultant, teacher, and collaborator. As far as mentors and preceptors, a preceptor is an experienced nurse who provides support and is a clinical role model for the new nurse. A preceptor is usually assigned to assist in improving clinical nursing skill and judgment necessary for effective transition into nursing practice in their new environment. As far as mentorship, mentoring may be an formal or informal process. The purpose of mentoring is to encourage, support, and guide nurses in their positions. This enables the nurse to grow personally and professionally. Mentors are coaches, advisors, friends, cheerleaders, and counselors. Networking. Leadership is necessary in the nursing profession. Networking is extremely important. Networking is a process whereby professional links are established through which people can share It's a long-term process for building relationships. It requires time, commitment, and follow-through. Opportunities for networking include continuing education and university classes. So you may find a friend on this online environment, and they may function as a network for you. There are also socializing and professional opportunities. So you should join professional organizations. You can keep in touch with former professors and nursing associates, people that you've worked with in the past, and you can also volunteer your time, and that is another method of networking.